Alright folks, before we get into the main part of the podcast, my name is Scuba.
I'm Monk. I'd like to remind you all to click the follow button. It's right above where you're listening, the title. You can sign in by Facebook. It's pretty easy stuff, and that will allow you to get direct access to every single podcast that we do now and in the future. And also, while you're doing following and stuff, if you could dip into your wallet and give us a wee fiver every now and again, that'd be pretty good as well, because we are skint. We put a lot of money into this, we put a lot of effort into this, and we get you tip-top guests every week. Sometimes not every week, but we try. It's very fun, and it's very cost-efficient if you could give us some money. So if you could do that, that'd be bra.
So as he says, follow us on Mixcloud, and try and support us on Patreon if you can. Cheers very much. Let's get into it. Alright, welcome to another Besides the Norm podcast. My name is Scuba. We're here with Monk. How are we doing today, Monk? You alright?
What's happening? We're all fucking...
That's not what I fucking asked you, to be honest.
What did you ask?
How are you doing?
Oh, I'm alright.
Excellent, man.
It's a nice sunny winter's day.
So, that's actually quite a broad day, man, to be fair. It's a broad day to get a guest on.
Yes, it is.
What a fucking...
Segue
of the year. How are you doing? We've got Michael Underwood in the place. How are you doing? Doing it?
Oh, you fucked up. You fucked up.
Are you there?
I'm here.
Excellent, man. Excellent. So, how are you doing today, man?
I'm here with Belzer.
Fantastic.
I'm all good, man.
Awesome. So, have you been up to much?
No, the day.
How was it?
Barely crawled at my bed this morning. Yeah.
How was Christmas, New Year, and everything for you, man?
Christmas was sweet, man. Because for the bairns,
Okay, yeah, that's it. Definitely,
too much cash, man.
Defo.
I see, that's the benefit of no hen bairns. We didn't need to spend anything.
Aye, that's it. I didn't even get.
There you go.
I didn't even get him.
Curse my loins.
So we got you on. You've got a new single out now. I think it was. Well, actually, we should go over the fact we've had Billy on before your brother.
That's correct, aye.
Is it we had Billy and Gav from? I think we tried originally to get a Break the Butterfly on.
Aye.
And unfortunately, we couldn't get the whole Break the Butterfly band on, which was really fucking irritating.
Aye, but we got Cameron. We
got Cameron much later on for our
and he also sent us a wee rap video, I'm sure.
He certainly did. It was like a private message thing, and I've lost it over the years. I've never been able to post it.
Christ, that was years ago.
That was fucking years ago.
Original show.
That was back in the day when we tried to...
When you were allowed in hussies and shit.
Imagine that.
Back in the days, aye.
Crazy days. Unbelievable.
Mental.
I've never had Kami rap, like. That's
Well, I wasn't very good.
No, it wasn't very good.
I wasn't very good. I'll give you that. I wasn't very good. But
rapping is probably the wrong word. Making face noises.
Saying words that rhyme slightly. I would give him as far as that for Kami. So, and I think he was in his bed at the time as well.
Was he? Right. Sexy.
Magical. So, Billy was telling us you had a bit of a story to go through. So if we start right at the beginning, what got you into music? Or writing music, at least?
I don't know, I guess just my love for music growing up. My mum was a bit of a singer, and I couldn't go to sleep at night without the radio on, stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as I was able to write my own lyrics, I started. And then sort of like getting into my teens, I took it a wee bit more seriously. But I didn't play anything. That was the barrier.
Right.
I think to be a successful songwriter, you have to be able to put a melody to the lyrics as well. You can't just turn up the lyrics and go, it goes like this.
Aye. So did you do the music at high school and stuff, but just never had that much interest in the instrumental side?
I was interested, but I didn't think I was motivated enough.
Right.
to even bother with it.
It's a lot of work to put in as well, just to learn guitar and shit.
Else, teenagers are, sorry?
So it's a lot of work to put into like learning guitar and stuff like that. Learning really any instrument is a lot of time to put in.
Yes, it is. It is.
That's it.
But you've got singers like Michael Bublé and like I'm guessing you see that as being different music, but it's still singers, and they need to work with producers and stuff like that. So I see it the same as rapping. Like rappers didn't tend to make their own instrumentals and beats and stuff like that. They work with producers and stuff like that. So there's still options even if you can't play instruments. I think.
Right. Granted, but I think these guys still have a team behind them. Do you know what I mean? A team of musicians that are making. If he writes the song and he's like, well, I mean, it kind of goes like this way and blah blah blah, and they put that together for him. I didn't have a team.
Right. Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I'd have to do that on my own.
That's I suppose a good point, because he's got loads of like hired guns. Loads of like a bunch of musicians ready to work with him.
It never started like that. I mean, I've got no idea how Adele started, but like you would think like at a point they were in the same situation of like having nobody about and like shit.
I suppose aye.
What about like bands and stuff? There must have been skill bands and.
I guess I was in a crappy skill band. I'd never done anything. It was only covers and that, but I was singing nonetheless. So.
Right, let's talk about it. What sort of songs were you doing, man?
Brian Adams and shit like that.
Awesome, man. I'll tell you about
I don't know who that is.
You know who the Brian Adams?
No.
Summer of '69.
Oh right, aye, I've heard of Brian. Right, okay, I'm a piece of shit. Right, okay.
I'll tell you, right. There was a band. What school did you go to?
Kirkland.
The enemy. There was Buck King High School. There was a band came on one day. Used to go to like assembly in the morning, and this must probably about like 8:45 or something like that. You go to assembly, and there was a band came on. Sometimes they like to like showcase like sort of like some of the stuff that we're doing at the school and stuff like that. So we were all excited, and at the time I was a mosher at the time, into like my Slipknot and my fucking like all the sort of bands like that at the time, right? And annoyingly, they thought they'd put on a band that had been sort of created at the school, and they'd done a cover of System of a Down's what was the first one, Chop Suey. So it was an awkward Scottish shitty rendition of like the wee schoolboys trying to perform Chop Suey live on stage during 9 a.m. assembly.
Did they do it and like? Did they do the actual lyrics? Or
They done the actual lyrics. I think there was like swearing cut out and stuff. But there was a guy tried at the end because they'd done like the screaming and stuff like that, which was awesome for me and like a few people because we liked that music. But no lot of fucking other people did. So it was just like fucking like really loud, like Chop Suey in the morning. It was awesome, man.
And the teachers would have been round the side like, "Oh, that's very good.
That's like very nicely put together compositions."
I think that should be assembly everywhere from now on.
Just
go to assembly. It's a random school band trying to play Chop Suey.
Aye,
to wake you up. That's brilliant.
One of the embarrassing bits at the end was the lead singer went to do like a jump in the air. And like sort of like land and like do like the final on the guitar sort of thing. No, he'd done it.
Oh, did he do it?
But that was awkward. It's 9 a.m. You're doing a Chop Suey cover.
Probably wasn't that cool.
Wasn't cool at all. Nobody liked it. There was like 3 people that probably enjoyed that song.
And you can't even go about smashing the guitars and that because that's expensive shit, man.
School equipment. I love that they're performing on guitars that have got a sticker like BHS and shit on the side of them and shit. It's like
no, that's brilliant, man. I think everybody should
definitely,
do
man.
that.
So, did you get the chance to do that?
We played a couple of times. We never played Chop Suey.
So you missed a trick.
You missed a trick. Aye. Chop Suey at 9 o'clock in the morning. Everybody's just had their breakfast and they're all embarrassed. It's fucking fantastical, man. What was it? Kirkland.
I think that's great.
Aye. What was the Kirkland music scene like? Was there like bands that came out of there that we might recognise nowadays and stuff, or anybody?
You can. It was like the next generation. to me. They missed I knew in my year there was this boy that thought he was like fucking Beethoven or something, and he was trying to write a full symphony.
Right.
And he could play everything, which was really cool.
Mm-hmm.
He was well taught, and he can read and write like all different types of music and that. But there was nobody really interested in music until sort of Billy's generation came through.
Right.
Maybe a year before. There's maybe 5 years between us there.
All right.
So how old are you? I'm trying to gauge sort of when you would have been at high school.
I'm 40.
Oh, you're 40.
Right.
Right, so that's a lot older than me.
Right.
Right. I didn't realise that age difference was there. How old is Billy then? 35. He's older than you.
35, something like that. 34, 35. I think he's 35 soon. Very soon.
Aye,
Fuck, he looks young.
Billy.
Aye, I thought Billy was like younger than you.
You seen I look fucking old, is
You
what
do
you're
look
saying.
quite old,
I do
aye.
look old. I will give you that.
I thought we were talking like a few years older than me. I didn't think we were talking decades.
I do look 40 if I've had a shave.
But that's good. That's good. That's
Look like a child.
Aye.
It's great. Need ID for buying beer and that.
awesome, man. Awesome.
Right, so when I was at high school, 2000 I think I went to high school in 2005, so we're talking 2008 or 9. 2008
I
or
think
9.
I was mostly drunk in 2005.
Probably. In 2008-9, there was a band that came out of Buckhaven High School, straight out of Buckhind, and they did a gig one Friday night in some sort of hall thing, and it was fucking packed. I cannot remember what the band was called, but everybody at the Scale seemed to be there.
Ah.
They seemed to love them. They were guys from the Scale apparently, and it was a fun night. We spent most of the time outside drinking, but
happens,
it was a good night.
As you do.
Aye.
We did a similar thing as well. It was a band, but it was like a sort of mad emo metal band. That and a lot of people turned up for it, and I'm like, you just didn't like this music. Why are you here? It's just strange to me.
This band probably would have been some sort of pop punk type things, like some 41 or
Busted or Flyers or
aye, that sort of stuff. Aye, that's probably what it would have been in hindsight. But
the favourites
at the time, it was like, oh, this is rocking.
Oh my god!
Or whatever piss you say when you're 13.
When I was at high school, the album that was kicking a bit for the whole of my high school, when I remember, was Alanis Morissette's Jagged Little Pill, and it was never off. Constant.
I didn't ken that song either.
Nah,
Fuck, I'm so young.
Too young, Craig. Too young.
I'm a fucking child.
I think it came out in like 93 or 4 or something. Yeah.
I see. He
Christ, I was born in 93.
Well, this is Michael. It was.
There you go.
Michael had this sort of lucky period of just being like. But how old would you have been during like the rave scene and stuff like that? Were you involved in anything like that, the rave scene and stuff?
Come on, it's no like my genre. I listen to everything, Like, there's certain like sort of like harder dance music that I do like, but it'd be songs rather than listen to anything. I was never really into the rave scene there.
So what about like the Stone Roses?
But during that, Stone Roses and that, definitely. Spiral Carpets, stuff like that. Aye.
That's it. I was just thinking like
these are music that I've got no.
Well, that's the Manchester scene was like big at that time. So you had like the Stone Roses and. Would that
I
be more
was
your
MTV era. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Nirvana and the Chili Peppers and shit like that.
Oh, I can name. Yes, no, it's music that I can. I can Nirvana.
Again, the funny thing is about like Nirvana and stuff. That's music that like, I later got into as well. Just based on like knowing, like they were like hugely fucking popular for a long time.
Aye, to be fair, when did Kurt Cobain die? Was I even alive when he died?
I'm not sure.
Was it not like maybe? Oh, I can't. I'd have to check it. I'm not going to guess on this.
It's 90s. It's 90s, though. I'm sure.
Kurt Cobain. We will quickly do that, and I will fucking cut this bit out. Kurt Cobain.
And pretend you knew.
Aye.
I got a stab at 94.
Perfect. 1994.
Lucky bastard.
Get in.
Lucky guess.
I grew up on MTV, Beavis and Butthead and all that. You know what I mean? All the music they were
Beavis and
listening
Butthead,
to.
yeah. Fucking classic programming, man.
Deftones and shit like that. You know?
Oh, yeah.
But I listened to everyone. I like pop and dance and everyone else as well. But that was like main shit, I suppose.
So what do you define your music as? Like, is there a specific gender? Is it a
genre? Was there a specific genre?
Is there a specific genre that you're trying to create?
I don't write a song with the genre in mind. I just write it kind of the way it is in my head. But if I was to call it it's just pop rock, I guess.
Right. So
that seems to cover quite a lot of things, pop rock.
Definitely. Again, there's a lot of people that do music as well that again, didn't really concern themselves with genre.
I think that's how I would go. Although saying that I was a rapper, so it's quite easy to.
And really,
say.
pop rock and genres are really to only appease people that ask about it.
Aye.
Sort of thing.
Like me, losers like
basically,
me.
Pop rock or whatever.
This wouldn't be a problem if you didn't ask about it.
Exactly, aye. We'll just continue on normally.
Aye, but sometimes the genre, like, peaks you in a certain way, it, like, pushes you in a direction.
Well, it's like genre defines it, like, certain ways that people act and, like, their style of clothing and stuff like that. Like,
I get that, but at the end of the day, like I said, I listen to everything. I like a lot of hip hop, but I didn't dress like I'm into hip hop.
Aye.
You know what I mean?
It's expensive.
Just because you dress in a specific genre doesn't mean that you specifically listen to that genre and only that genre.
Exactly. There's too much gold chains to buy.
I mean, to be fair, it's really expensive to dress as anything. Like, if you're a mosher, you're trying to wear. Well, back in the day, you'd be wearing like Slipknot hoodies and that.
Most
and if you wanted to get in it
t-shirts,
for the black market, for the fucking stuff that fell off the back of your van, you were spending 40 or 50 quid on a hoodie. And
well, no, you
nobody's
used to
really got that.
You used to get do you remember Sleeves, Michael? Gregory?
I do.
Sleeves used to do. There was like a big like a Hall of Fame type thing with just loads of band hoodies and t-shirts and stuff, like just right above like where they were selling the records and CDs and stuff.
How much are we talking?
20 quid, I think.
See, 20 quid's still like.
It's a lot of money at that time.
Aye, if you've got 5 hoodies, that's 100 quid.
Aye.
And for roundabout Kirkland and Buckhaven High School, no many people had 100 quid to spend on 5 hoodies.
No, well, I was. I remember I was one of the people. That's probably why you're talking about it. In the back of the van,
because that's exactly where we got all our plays for.
I got a Slipknot hoodie, and it was due to copyright, like because of like the back of the van things. That due to copyright, they had to do something with the images or something with the letters that made it sort of like uncopyrightable sort of thing, so they could actually use those images. And somebody had figured out while I was at Skill that if you actually look at the back of these tops, instead of the track My Plague, it says My Plaque. So somebody had like figured that out somewhere, and it just so happened it was like that week, and I went in with my hoodie on, and somebody fucking came up to me and was like, "Oh my god, you've got the shit hoodie," and I was like, "Oh no!" I was embarrassed for weeks.
Oh, fuck it, man.
Horrific, fucking horrific. So enough about my stories anyway, Michael. What? So when did you actually start getting into actually making your own music and stuff? Was it just after high school and stuff?
I think my barrier got lifted when Billy started playing.
Mm-hmm.
He started playing guitar as well as drums,
Mm-hmm.
And then we just started playing together.
Right.
All the time, covers, try to write our own stuff as well. It was definitely Billy that lifted the barrier, because he wasn't interested in singing, although he can sing.
Mm-hmm.
He wasn't interested in that. He wanted to play. So him being able to put that melody to what I was trying to get out lyrically, it helped me a lot.
Mm-hmm.
He plays a few things, doesn't he, Billy?
Drums and guitar, like Michael just said.
Did he?
He he tinkles a bit with everything. He likes to show everything.
Which is awesome. It's great to sort of learn loads of different things, I think.
Too much work, man. Fuck that shit.
So like, did you get to a certain point, because obviously Billy told me sort of the main story of why you're on.
Yeah.
Was there a certain point, like, what point did it get to when like music was just a sort of side thing? And could you lead us into like the story of why you're on? If you want to lead us into that?
Jesus Christ, Stephen.
I think it all basically stemmed from losing my love for music. Stemmed from just doing it all the time, but in the wrong way, no the way I wanted to do it. And I think that was going into doing like karaoke and cabaret and stuff like that. Doing it night after night just for the cash and the drink, basically. The drink got terrible. I mean, I was drinking before. I started karaoke maybe when I was about 15 in Buckkind. And it was basically a downward slope for there. And I got really, really, really heavy on the drink, and I was just the only reason I was doing the music really was so I could drink it.
Aye. I've heard that with quite a few people. Like, you get to the point of where you're sort of so reliant on the drink that you're like, well, if I go out and sing a song, I didn't really care about singing the songs. I'm sort of just there for the night out, sort of thing.
And don't get me wrong, my reputation where I was playing for the past 11 years is second to none. I mean, if you go out and leaving and you're looking for karaoke, it was the place I worked that you come to.
Right. Where was it you're working, man?
It was Molly's.
Molly's, right.
Leaving.
Nice.
I've been there for 12 years, gone on 12 years.
Ah, it's a place I've never been in for annoying reasons. I've never been in.
Saturday night was absolutely banging, man. Wall-to-wall folk, craziness, brilliant. Great nights, but I was, you came much like everybody's buying you a drink. I had a bottle of Jack Daniels behind the bar. You can, and this is 3 nights a weekend, and I'm coming home, and on the odd nights, and I'm buying myself a bottle of Buckfast and just sitting on my Xbox, not even thinking about music, not even doing anything, just drinking it.
So at what point did it become sort of serious, like really serious? Like, when did you get to that point?
I think it's been serious for a while, but it came to like a crunch. You know what I mean? I'm hurting my family, and lockdown didn't help. We're not getting to perform anymore. I mean, at least I think there was like maybe a little bit of me that was appeased, because even though it was still karaoke, I was still performing. You can. That was a thing with the set I done. You can go to a lot of karaoke's about, and the guy that's doing it will not even sing, and half the time he's not even good. I put everything into it, and it was good. You can, and it made it sort of niche. And I think that losing that, being able to perform, tipped me over the edge, and I was drinking a hell of a lot more than I was even when I was working at the pub, to be honest.
There was aye.
I think that I've spoke to quite a lot of folk that they're in bands or performing or whatever, and not getting to perform anymore. But I've pushed a lot of them to drink and drugs and shit. It's been hard.
So you got to a point of where you were like, sort of like uber fucking depressed during that time, and uber depressed. Aye.
I mean, the point of thinking bad stuff.
Do you want? Are you okay to go into this and stuff like that? I know Billy sort of sent me a few details, but I don't know how much you want to talk about.
We can go into it a wee bit further, I guess. Sorry.
That's fine. I wasn't sure where to bring it up because you never mentioned anything.
I'll let you prompt. See what you get.
Okay, right, that's fine. Okay, so like when I spoke to Billy was the sort of guy that went through and set this interview up, as we sort of like half discussed before. He mentioned a sort of built off like suicide attempts and stuff. And I was wondering sort of how much you're okay with discussing to a certain level.
It's something I've never really spoke about to anybody, apart from my wife.
Mm-hmm.
It's something that's went through my entire life.
Right.
Since a teenager, at least.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
there's been many attempts, but the most recent one was probably the most close.
Mm-hmm. And that was like so like I'm guessing like sort of from sort of like high school age and stuff, you would have been going through and having these weird feelings, but then obviously
yes,
like
definitely.
lockdown has done it to a good few people, like sort of like magnified their depression because they're stuck in the house. There's nowhere else to fucking do anything, and that seemed to sort of tip you over the edge a wee bit.
I think that it's especially about no performing.
Aye.
I mean, it's something I was doing 3 nights a week, and I mean, even though it wasn't what ideally I wanted to do, which is making my own music, obviously, it was still performing, it was still music, it was something to grasp onto.
Mm.
And lockdown, meaning I'm losing that, and it was a big, like, social thing for me.
Mm.
You get what I mean? The amount of people I would meet in a weekend that were new, and the amount of people that I've knew for years that have been coming there. You get what I mean? It was, so there's a social connection, there's losing the music. It was horrible.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't get what to do with myself.
Definitely, aye. So, well, again, I'll continue the story that Billy was saying. He sort of got in touch with you and you decided that you wanted to do some music stuff. So, like, how long would that have happened from that, like, initial sort of suicide attempt to Billy getting in touch and you wanting to do music? Like, how long did that take?
Billy was in touch with me pretty much immediately.
Mm-hmm.
And from him being in touch and saying that this is what we're doing, was maybe a week and a half, 2 weeks, something like that.
Right. Because Billy's idea was to sort of get you into, I think he's wrote here, like Teapot Studios, which is the studios that like a lot of, I think, the bands that Billy's in perform at. So he got you sort of, and it's in the middle of nowhere, is that right?
Yeah, it is, aye. It's nothing but sheep and fucking fields and all, man.
So you could see it was
there's nothing there. You can't even walk to a shop or nothing there. There's nothing.
Well, that's so.
The best it is, we got dropped off there, so we didn't even have a car. We were stuck there until we got picked up again.
So what happened there? So like you like how long would that have taken, like from you getting dropped off to actually start writing? Because I imagine there's a period of time where you're like, this is a bit weird, somebody's just fucking dropped me off here. I know it sounds like a great idea to get started, but how the fuck do I even start if I've been...
Where do you start?
Well, I think Bad Before, which is the name of the song, was sort of like maybe a quarter written.
Right.
And again, when I went in, they had this beautiful piano, man, absolutely stunning piano. I started tinkering a bit on that, and I started playing the chords that I was messing about with for Bad Before. And I think Billy had told them before, and he said, "You want to work on that?" So Ken started messing around, and that's how it begun. To change, and I see it as sort of evolve. That's how it began to evolve into what later become.
Mm-hmm.
But we didn't really start anything on the first day there.
Right.
We just walked around and chilled out, took some time.
Got your bearings, sort of thing.
Aye.
Mm-hmm.
So how many days did you spend it?
5, I think.
No.
5.
And that was writing, recording both the sort of the instrumental and the lyrics, and then sort of mixing and mastering and stuff as well.
It was mixed. I got it mastered afterwards.
Right. Okay.
I still walked away with kind of an unmastered copy, if you like.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And then we send that off. But what it was just to get. I think Billy just wanted to get me away.
Oh.
You know what I mean?
It's
away for everybody.
It's one of the best things you could do if you're in that situation is get away, especially if you're like a creative person, and somebody sort of drags you into a point of like having to be creative, sort of thing. It might sound unhealthy to like people on the outside, but I feel like there's a lot of people that could actually benefit from that. Like if you are a musician, sort of thing, getting dragged into that situation could be absolutely fucking completely handy for you.
Yeah.
But again, doesn't work for everybody. But some people, like yourself, again, how many days sober is that you've been? Because you've no touched a drink since then, have you?
No, I've no. It's what's this? The 18th, so 121.
121. That's fucking awesome, man.
Fucking hell, that's great, man.
Thanks.
Well,
after 24 years of drinking.
So obviously the pubs are shut, so you can't get back to work now, which is completely helpful.
To be honest, I reckon if I'll be going back, I don't think I'll be going back.
Aye.
I'm no way. It's no the right setting.
Definitely.
You know what I mean? I need to continue my own music and do what I want to do rather than being stuck in a rut and depressed about it again. There's no point to that. Definitely,
aye. Have you been working on newer stuff in that as well? You've been working on stuff in your room and shit?
Certainly have.
Awesome.
I certainly have. Aye, I'm very excited about my latest one, to be honest.
Mm-hmm.
Have you got an EP or an album or anything in the works, or is it just?
It's an EP that I want to go and get done next. Right. I want Bad Before to be part of that.
Right.
So I'll maybe go out and do maybe another 2 or 3 tracks and put it way Bad Before on the EP. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
As far as I'm concerned, I've wrote the title track for it.
Right.
Awesome, man. Awesome.
Is there a video for it?
There's a video you write.
I thought I saw a video, but I couldn't remember. And you got?
I got a wee lyric video done.
Are you planning on doing like how do you even say that? Live action videos where it's you?
Aye, that'll just come down to funding it. If I can afford to do one, I will. See what happens.
Awesome, man. Well,
the studio is the main thing, because Bad Before, especially on Spotify, it's gaining traction, and it's actually doing all right. So I want to get back to the studio and sort of build on the traction and that's built out, keep it going, obviously.
Definitely, man, definitely.
Used to laugh and play. I could find you in the dark. You took my breath away. Then you broke my heart. Still the music doesn't help me anymore. Still feel it hurts, I know that much for sure. I get drunk and end up sorry on the floor. Breakup never broke this bad before. And all the love we made, you know it always made the grade. There's no one